Hi guys, this is the Cricket Connoisseur, and before the video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, give some feedback to even the last video I posted, comment this video what you think. So this sort of an update from, I would have done this video uploaded on about Wednesday, because the National T20 Cup, the group stages finish on Tuesday, so obviously I would have waited for the results and done it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but because the T20 I've read twice, two places, Cricket GIF, and another journalist on Twitter, they said it's confirmed that tomorrow the squads are getting announced, test and T20. And I think because because I got the Cricket GIF app, the first game, which is the warm up T20 game against Cricket Australia, like the A team, is in 10 days. I think I checked yesterday, it said 11 days, so it's close. So they'll be flying to Australia very soon. So this sort of the team I've a bit of different players I put in, like from the last video I sort of, that was before it started this tournament, the National T20 Cup this year. So the stats were from PSL4 and the previous cup, which was a year ago. So obviously now there's a few different, I made a few changes and stuff, so I'm just going to go through some of the stats and everything. So Babar Azam opening, number one captain. I'll give it a look. I think it is a good move. I think if you, hopefully the squad will reflect the other players that come in, because there are going to be, I think, a few new players. Hopefully they're young players. Hopefully they don't go back to Kamran Akmal. I've heard apparently he could be in the squad. That's just rumours. Even maybe they might. I haven't heard, but assuming they might bring back even like Hafiz or Shoaib Malik. They're good players, but I think T20, I do want the young, like freshness players. We saw what Sri Lanka did. They brought in young players, and we saw how well they performed. So I think a young, fresh, new captain, high on like form and stuff, like most consistent player in the team. I think it'll be good, and he's captain Pakistan and all the other levels, like under 19s, Pakistan A, I believe as well. So it's not like he's never done it or anything like that. So that's a thing as well. So I think it's a good move, captain, and obviously he is the most consistent. So obviously he's going to be in the team, and I think opening is good. When he's on form, he does open well. He's back when they played Sri Lanka, a different series a few years ago. Once I remember specifically, he literally batted the whole innings. He opened and he just kept the scoreboard ticking. I remember one innings he didn't face one single dot, I believe, or very very few. It could have, for a large proportion of the innings, he didn't face any dots. So that shows what sort of player he is. Obviously, everyone had a poor series against Sri Lanka, but before that, very consistent. Okay, the other opener that I've got is Ahsan Ali. So in the National T20 Cup, he's got an average strike rate of 157. One of the things they're doing is, obviously I'm reading out these stats about the players. They are all from this National T20 Cup, which is a small sample size. Everything, if the way I want to put it, like when you do experiments and stuff. Obviously, it's only 4 to 5 games, so it's not the best. It's not like 10 to 20. That's probably more ideal. But this is the most recent data I've got, so this is what I'm using. So we've got Ahsan Ali. I got him 157 strike rate, 8 sixes, 12 fours. So the 8 sixes, because we need more players. We talk about power hitting. It's not just lower order. We need it throughout the team, like from openers, third, fourth. We need it throughout the team, that people that can hit the big shots, sixes and stuff. So he's at 8 sixes, 12 fours. So it shows he is a like elegant player, hits the gaps and plays fours, but he can hit sixes. And the 8 sixes hit, which is compared to like all the other players, he's hit a good amount, like a few more than other players, which separates him. Why I picked him. Haris Hell, obviously a big thing is by his fitness. That a lot of people talk about his fitness, and it is true. But he's a very good player, and he's always been very underrated, I think, throughout the years. And he is quite. He's been injured and stuff, so he's been in and out the team a little bit. But hopefully, he can work on his fitness, and I think he should stay in the team. Now, one of the players I previously put at this number 4 position was Rizwan Hussain. And one thing I'm not like, I picked him before, or I'm going to put him again because just so I'm correct or anything. I'm not like that. So this Huldish Shah had played better than him in this national team. They were similar, but Huldish Shah had a bit of a better strike rate, and I think I've put him in because I think a bit better. I think he is. And he's got 160 strike rate with 5 sixes. So sixes, he's not he didn't hit loads more than everyone else, but he can hit the big shots. I put 5 sixes and a very good 160 strike rate. Now I've got Mohammad Rizwan. So I think the thing is, there's no other. I think I'd pick him anyway, but there's no other wicket keeper that we could pick apart from him. I know there is the under 19. His name is last name is Nazir, I think. Rahel Nazir, I can't remember. He's the under 19 one, and people mention his name, but he's hardly played, so you can't really pick him. So he's I put him as the I put him as the keeper. He is the keeper, and also a few. I've got some notes here. He's the best keeper as well, athletic wise. He's better than Safraz. I remember when Pakistan played Australia last time in 2000 and it was 16 and 17. It crossed over from 2016 and 17 when he played the ODIs because Safraz, I think his mother passed away or something. He had to go back to Pakistan. He played and his keeping was excellent. His batting wasn't the best. I remember he never really got a good enough chance, as in he came in like when he batted, he came in quite late, and he didn't. He's more of a player that needs to bat higher to get more time. I think ODI wise, T20 is different. He needs to come in higher, but I've got him at number 5. He got the most runs in the national T20 this year. He's got the most runs, and he's hit the most fours. His strike rate wasn't massive. I think it might have been under 130 or just under 130 or around that. I think it was a little bit less. But he is the best option at the moment, and I think he can do well. And 18 fours, which was the most, I believe, was the most fours or a very high number of fours and it was the most runs he scored. And at 6, I've got Asif Ali. He had a great national T20, he's played a lot of international cricket, and we know what he can hit. 16 sixes he hit, way more than everyone else. So I've got him in, and I think he needs to still be given a chance, even from previous season. I think on the Australian pitches he'll play well. I've got Imad Hussain. I haven't got his bowling figures here, but I know he had 160 strike rate batting. But even in this series against Sri Lanka, he did bowl well. He bowled economically. I think it's better. He does open sometimes, which is it can be good. But if a team is good at playing spin, or after you faced him a bit more, you understand how to play him, and he doesn't get smashed. They more milk him and know that okay, he's good and he's like hard to play, but maybe they go for him later or go after other bowlers. So I've got him in the team. Obviously his bowling's very good and batting was good. And I've got another player which I put in the squad last time when I did my team. I didn't put him in the 11, but I put him in the squad. And in the team I had Amir Amin, but Ahmad Butt I've got this time, who I think he played better. He has a 250 strike rate, and he's a player that plays. I'll put my number 8, so he might come in before Imad, a bit higher. It depends obviously how, but he's got 250. He faced 14 balls in this because he comes late in the whole tournament. He faced 14 balls and he hit 4 sixes out of all those. So he is obviously he doesn't have time to get in, but he can hit the big shots. He took 8 wickets, so obviously he's an all-rounder. I'm not sure if you guys don't know, he's another all-rounder. And he took 8 wickets, the second most in the tournament. So he's a wicket taker as well. I think that's one thing Fahim was he's had a poor year, and sometimes he's not a wicket taking bowler. But I think Ahmad Butt, the way he's bowled, obviously he's taking the second most wickets in this cup, and I think it'll be very useful. I've got Muhammad Amir. He played a few games. Obviously that's the problem because there's only a few games. But against Sri Lanka he had, I can't remember exactly, but he did have some. I think one game he did play, took I think 4 wickets or something. But I think he's only playing ODIs and T20s, which I'm not happy about. But so he's gonna play, and even my expectations have risen from him now from before, because he's not playing Test cricket, and he obviously complained that he can't do it apparently. So he's playing, and hopefully he does well in this series if he's picked, which I think he will be. I've got Shaheen Afridi. He didn't play in the T20 Cup, but he's a young player, 19, really good. I think he had in the World Cup. He started off a bit, the line and length, and then if you saw him in the last game against Bangladesh specifically, I think he took 6 wickets, 6 or 7, I think, and they U-bought excellently. So he'll be in the team, I believe, and unfortunately he didn't play. And Hasnain, another young player, he took the most wickets in this tournament, 9. I think it was 9 in 4 games. And another thing why I think some people saying Wahab Riaz in the Sri Lanka series, one of the games specifically, he got smashed for like 10 runs and over economy off his 4, 10 or even more than 10. And Hasnain, that might happen to him, but he's young. He needs to learn. Wahab Riaz, he's been playing for like a long time. he's been playing for like 10 years, I remember he was playing in the 10 years, because I remember he made his test match debut against England literally 10 years ago. He's been playing for 10 years. If he's getting smashed, that's not something I want. I'd rather have Hasnain, who's young, who obviously need to learn, develop, him play instead. So 9 wickets, and that was the most, and obviously he's a young player. So in the squad, I'll just have a quick, I got Amir Yamin, who played well in the T20 Cup, not the best, not as much as I thought, but he did have some good, he took, wickets wise, he wasn't the best, but he batted very well. Fakhar Zaman, obviously he's had trouble with his sort of batting technique. That last T20 against Sri Lanka was horrendous, the way he got out in that last match. So I'm not, he's in the squad. Maybe if obviously if this is the team that play, like if I was picking, if Hassan Ali has a bad 2 games, he can come in for the last one or whatever. They can rotate if someone's injured or whatever. I've got Shadab in the squad. I think on these pitches, Australian pitches, it's going to be flat. I think 4 fast bowlers and Imad will be the way I think they should go. They probably won't. I think they'll play Shadab, but I wouldn't. He's been off form, but I think he should still be in the squad. And Usman Khan, obviously T20 wise, he has improved. He's improved a lot. And I think he should still be in the squad, rotate from Hasnain or whatever, have a bit of rotation. And I think he's still, T20 wise, he has improved a lot. Over the 2 years or so, he used to bowl a lot of no balls. He still goes for a lot of runs, but I think for the moment, this squad, if we're looking for, I think he should be picked, and then later on we'll see with different players. So thanks for listening to the video. Hopefully you listen to watch the whole thing. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. Follow my Twitter, will be in the description, and put your feedback in the comments, and let me know what you think. This is the Cricket Connoisseur.